Hello and welcome to all the other people who are going to be hopefully taking a look at this video and seeing how awesome you are. We have Amit Hossain today to talk to you guys about the Game Development Club and his role in it as the president. So thank you, Amit, very much for being here. I have a few questions.
Okay, awesome. Let's go.
How long have you been a student at ACC?
I took a class over the summer, but I would say that fall 2020 is my first full semester at ACC.
Oh, okay. When you were taking other courses, were they part of just some classes that you took, or how did that work?
So at ACC, I'm enrolled in the game design program, and I wanted to split up my first semester between the summer and the fall to kind of lessen my course load.
Awesome. How did you choose to come to ACC? What made you choose that the college?
Yeah, so I already have a bachelor degree in a different field from a different school, but during the pandemic, I was kind of out of work and I had some time to do a lot of soul searching. Mm-hmm. And I realized that game design has always been a passion of mine, but I never really found a degree program that I trusted and I thought would fit my needs. The game design program at ACC seemed to be practical rather than theoretical. And it's super hands-on. Even in the beginning classes, you immediately apply what you learn, and I think I needed that. And immediately applying what you learn, that in itself encourages you to continue and do better.
And did you hear about it through advertising, or did you hear about it from a friend? How did you learn that there was a program here?
I did some research. I actually moved to Austin from New England, kind of like not to work in the game industry, but I guess like that's always kind of been in the back of my mind. Mm-hmm. And so during the pandemic, I was like, okay, well, I'm out of the job that I've been doing. Is there anything for me to do productively during, the stay-at-home thing that would help me kind of break into the industry? And I did some, research online, and I saw that, ACC had this awesome program, and it was really affordable. And it just seemed really cool. And I thought, hey, what's the worst that could happen, right? Let me try a semester and see if I like it. And I'm so glad that I made that decision.
Awesome. Thank you. How did you hear about the ACC Game Development Club?
I actually saw I think it was like an unofficial server for the club on Discord. And I noticed that no one was really participating in the chat room. After asking around, it became apparent that it wasn't a really active club, at least not this year. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, a few students really wanted it to be a thing again, and now here we are.
Awesome. What inspired you to join the club, though?
So I've always been fairly introverted, and I came to realize how many opportunities in life that I've missed kind of because of that. And like I said, I moved to Austin about a year ago from New England, really to get like a fresh start. And unfortunately, this was right before COVID hit. And so once the whole pandemic started, I didn't have too many opportunities to socialize or be a part of anything bigger than myself, really. I think the ACC Game Dev Club gave me that opportunity that I was looking for, and that's what really pulled me in.
How did you become president of the club?
So, like I said, when I first discovered the club, it wasn't really active, but it seemed like a lot of people were interested in it and certainly interested in joining. It was just that nobody was willing to take responsibility to grow or manage a dead club. I saw a lot of potential in the club, and I realized that if I didn't step in, probably nobody else would, and I would just hate for the club not to exist. So that's why I kind of stepped in, because I felt like it was my responsibility.
That's great. Awesome. What is the goal or goals of the club for this year? And after talking about that, maybe you can talk to us a little bit about next year as well.
So this year, I think we're really focused on growth and showing students at ACC what the club can do for them using the resources that ACC gives all their clubs. I think that clubs can provide so many opportunities for students, especially this Game Dev Club, whether it's learning, collaboration, or events related to game development. These are opportunities that students would not be able to have otherwise just by attending their classes or their program. This year we have a few events lined up or in the works. We have a couple game jams, which are basically opportunities for students to collaborate with each other, actually making video games, applying the skills that they've learned in class, and really flexing their creative muscles. We also have a few speaking events lined up by industry professionals, and we're trying to get a networking event to give our students an edge up when it comes to finding a job. After all, unfortunately, it's not just what you know that gets the job, that gets you the job, but who you know. And we want to be able to provide students those opportunities to meet people in the industry.
That sounds great. So it sounds like you have a couple of events this year that include the game jam and some speaker events. And when I say this year, I was thinking, you know, 2020, but I know that the club extends over into the other semester as well. And so are you guys going to be having additional events in the spring? So that was kind of, I guess, what I originally was thinking the question was. But then maybe, are you planning to stick around next year and be a part of the club? And if you so, do you have ideas of what maybe would happen in the future?
So, I mean, if all the members want me, I'd love to stick around. Obviously, this year with everything being virtual and, you know, restarting this club, we're mostly focused on just growing and kind of find our footing. If next year, if I'm lucky enough to be the president again, I would be super excited for that. I think almost in a way this year, because, you know, we're hosting everything virtually, it's almost like running the club with like training wheels on, right? So hopefully the experience we gain from doing all these events virtually will translate into us, you know, gaining the experience of knowing how to create awesome events and give us more opportunities to do bigger and better stuff next year when we can meet in person again.
Oh, awesome. So as a college student, what do you see your role as being in the game development industry?
As a college student, I want to be a liaison between the students at ACC and the Austin game development industry. I think having more active communication between the two groups can only help, right? It helps game companies, I believe, hire more local talent, especially talent from ACC, and it would help students find jobs once they graduate from the program. And I think the more communication that we can kind of get between the two groups, the more it will help both sides.
Awesome. Then I have a final question for you. What do you think participation in the club will be helpful to your growth as a game developer?
I
should say, how, in what way?
Okay. I think the connections and the relationships I make, whether it's with students, industry personnel, or anyone else I meet because of the ACC Game Development Club, I think it will only help me in my career and my ambitions in the game industry. And I hope, or my goal is that the ACC Game Dev Club can offer that experience to all our members and all the students at ACC. So I really want, you know, to be the moving force to help all of us kind of succeed, if that makes sense.
That's great. Yes, thank you. We appreciate the time you take in today to talk to us about what's been going on with the Game Development Club and your role. And hopefully there'll be more people who maybe are interested and will see this video and come and check out what you guys are doing, because it looks really exciting. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. Bye-bye.
Bye.